Hello everyone, in this video we are going to solve the tree bulb and tree switches puzzle using a Python program. Now if you are not familiar with this puzzle, let's consider you are in a room and inside that room there are three light bulbs and there are three switches outside of the room. Now you can manipulate the switches as you wish, but you can only open the door once to check which switch controls which bulb. So how we can identify which switch controls each bulb? Well, we are going to use a Python program to solve this puzzle. Now let's get started. Firstly, we are going to create a new dictionary. Here we are actually initialize bulbs and switches. You can say bulbs is equals to here key and value pairs x. This is the x bulb and the x bulb is switch off, that means false, and y bulb is false, and finally the z bulb is also false. Okay, now we are going to create the switches. That will be a list. Switches equals to square brackets, inside this switch 0 1 2. Okay, the next step is randomly assign each switch to a bulb. So I will say switch underscore bulb underscore map is equals to key value pairs switch 0 to x and switch 1 to y and then switch 2 to z. Actually I am using this 0 instead 1 because inside list, inside programming, we are counting array or elements starting position with 0. That's why I am using 0 here. Okay, now the next step is turn on switch x and wait for 5 to 10 minutes. So I can say print. Inside this I will say the step 1 as turn on switch x. Now I am going to turn on bulbs switch bulb map this key value pair to there, and I am going to take this first element 0. We can receive the first element with index 0. Okay, now what I will do, I am going to set this equals to true. That means here in the bulbs, this bulb, the first element will get true. This will be turned on. So after that I am going to wait for some time, maybe 5 minutes. So we have to use a library in Python called time. So after that we can use time.sleep for that. Here let's say not 5 minutes, like 10 seconds. Okay, now after 10 seconds we are going to turn off that bulbs here, this one, this first index which is switch bulb map 0, this one. Actually before that let me go ahead and show you what is this switch bulb underscore map, this first index. Here I am going to print this one. Now 10 seconds is more than high, so I can use 5 seconds. Here X, this switch bulb map element 0 will be this X. Alright, and after that I am going to set this bulbs switch bulb map 0 value as false. Now this will be false again. Now after that I am going to create a print statement for our second step. So print step 2. Now this step 2 is turn off switch X and turn on switch Y. Okay, turn off switch X and turn on switch Y. Now what I will say, bulbs get the index of switch bulb map 1 here, so this one means this Y will be have to here, then bulbs of Y will be this one, so I'm going to set that equals to true. Now then we are going to open the door and identify the light, the lit bulb. Lit bulb mean the past tense of the light, that means that is dimmed or turned off. The light is turned off, now it is not turned on. So what I will say, create a new variable, door underscore open is equals to input. Now I will say step 3 as open the door and identify the lit bulb. Okay, now after that we are going to say as X or Y or Z. So user have to enter what is the bulb, what is the lit bulb. That means we are going to check the most hot bulb and to specify what is the hot bulb here. That's why we are asking the input. So and then we can create a if statement here. If door underscore open, here we are checking it is equals to Y, then colon here. Now if this is true, the below statement will execute it. I will say print switch 1 controls bulb Y. Then we are going to check the temperature of the other two bulbs to identify them. So I will say if bulbs switch underscore bulb map of 0, that means if switch bulbs 0, this one, then it is checking whether this X is true. That means it is hot. So we can say print switch 2 controls bulb X, and then print here the switch 3 controls bulb Z. Okay, now this means here we have bulbs, so in the bulbs here switch bulb map 0 is X, so this is the one, so it is checking whether this X is true. If it is true, that means the switch 2 controls bulb X. because already switch 1 controls bulb Y. Now switch 3 controls bulb Z, the remaining one. So in the else statement I can say print inside this switch 2 controls bulb Z. The next one print switch 3 controls bulb X. Now finally else statement to this one, else I'm going to say print incorrect identification, something like that, identification, please check the lit bulb. Okay, now after that is it. So we can go ahead and run this. Firstly it is turn on switch X. Now it is open the door and identify lit bulb, asking us what is the lit bulb, so it will be Y. So then it says switch 1 controls bulb Y, switch 2 controls bulb Z, and so on. Okay, now in the top we turn on switch X for a few minutes. Now it takes only 5 seconds, but in reality we could do that like that. Now after the 5 seconds we are turning it off and turn on switch Y here. Okay, switch Y, switch bulb map of 1 here. 1 means Y, so Y will be this one, so we are going to turn on that here. Now if bulb Y is on when we open the door here, okay, we know that the switch Y controls bulb Y, but how do we identify the other two bulbs? Now we check the temperature of the other two bulbs to identify which switch controls bulb X and which switch controls bulb Z. If bulb X is hot and bulb Z is cold, then switch 2 controls bulb X and switch 3 controls bulb Z. Now if bulb Z is hot and bulb X is cold, then switch 2 controls bulb Z and switch 3 controls bulb X. And that is it. With just a few lines of Python code, we solve the 3 bulb and 3 switches puzzle. Now we hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please give us a thumbs and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you with another lesson.